Welcome to the Lane Cove Library Makerspace. Today we're going to be learning some of the basics of soldering by assembling a simple printed circuit board or PCB, which is designed for beginners. We'll be soldering these 4 resistors and 1 red LED. It's a great way to build some confidence. You'll be using our soldering kit, which contains a soldering iron, a fume extractor, and along with some lead-free solder and other tools and safety glasses. So start by inserting the first resistor into its labelled spot. With resistors, it doesn't matter which way you put them in, they're non-directional. Push it gently through the board so that it sits flat against the surface. Once it's in place, flip the board over and slightly bend the legs outward. This keeps the components from falling out while you solder. And turn on the fume extractor and make sure that you wear your glasses. When you're ready, bring the soldering iron to the joint, and then once it's heated up a little bit, add your lead-free solder. Place the tip of the iron so that it touches both the component lead and the pad at the same time. Hold it there for a couple of seconds to heat both surfaces. Then bring the solder to the joint. If everything is hot enough, the solder will melt and flow smoothly around the lead and the pad. Remove the solder first and then the iron. Your goal is to create a strong electrical and mechanical connection between the component lead and the copper pad on the PCB. You can cut off the excess leads. And complete the process until you've done all 4 resistors. A good solder joint should look smooth and shiny and be slightly cone-shaped. It should cover the pad completely without forming a big blob. If the joint looks cracked or lumpy, don't worry, it happens to everyone. You can usually fix it by reheating the joint and adding a tiny bit more solder. Next is the LED. LEDs are different. It does matter which way they're placed. One leg of the LED is longer than the other. The longer leg is the positive side. On the PCB, this is usually marked with a plus sign. So make sure those match before you solder it in. Make sure to keep your solder separate on each of the pads. Also remember, you can clean your soldering iron tip regularly by wiping the tip on the damp sponge or the steel wool. A clean tip transfers heat better and makes soldering much easier. Once everything is soldered, let the board cool for a moment, trim any excess leads and check that there is no solder between the pads. Test your work by holding the PCB to the 9-volt battery to see your LED light up. And that's it. You've completed your first soldering project. With just a few resistors and an LED, you've learned the core skills that apply to almost every electronics build. Remember to stay safe, tidy up your area when you're finished, and come back. The Lane Cove Library Makerspace is open the 1st and 2nd Thursday of each month.